down. Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. The usual, if you haven't signed up for our YouTube channel, please subscribe. And when you do, please tap on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. Also, if you tap on the little like button, we appreciate that. Now, in our last video, I pulled this wheel off the back of my Panhead so that I get the tire fixed and hopefully get it done quickly enough. Well, it's done now, so I'm ready to put it back on, and I thought maybe people would like to see how it goes on there. So here is the wheel and tire, and I have let the air out of it because this tire is a bit fat for the motorcycle. When it's on and everything is done, plenty of clearance and it's beautiful, but the idea of getting it on and off is a little bit difficult because this tire is pretty fat. It's also pretty comfortable. I like it a lot. Anyway, so without any further ado, let me put this thing in here. As I mentioned, it's a little bit difficult to get in there. About like that. Okay, now it gets a little tricky because this whole thing has to get spread so that I can get that hub up in there. Now it's over past the first locating dowel. Now we got to get it past the next one. Probably I ought to lower the bike down just a little bit. That should have done it. Should have. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now, this is really a two-man job, but as you can plainly see, the other man is manning the camera. There we go. And there it is. Let me catch my breath, and we'll get this thing on here. To get it on its back onto its dowels. And I can't see it. Let's see. If I had a flashlight. Actually, it went in there. Just needs a little persuasion into place. So I think what we'll do is put a couple of the lug bolts in there. That was not a good idea.
It's so low, it's been.
Now it's in. And now that it's in, I think we'll put the axle in, if we can. Never use your hand for a hammer. That's all right. We'll put the lugs in and go from there. Make the whole thing a little easier. But the spacer's in place. And the wheel's in place. Now actually I could do this tool setup a little better by using a really long Allen wrench. But the main idea is to keep the tool all skinny enough to slide into the holes in the hub flanges. Now I didn't repack the wheel bearings because I repacked them when I put this tire on, and this is still a new tire. Just had a little hole in its tube. Now again, these are lug bolts, and they need to be good and tight. And it's just like doing a wheel on your car. You do every other one. They're tapered holes. And you do every other one all the way around. There's 5 of them. There's number 2. Number 3. Coming up on it. Number 4. You notice me using a little bit longer ratchet than usual to get a lot of torque on those. Loosen it a bit. No. There we go. The problem is these hub holes aren't cut exactly as they should be. These are aftermarket wheels. And number 5 coming up. And even though I counted them, I'm going to go one more just to make sure. Anybody who watches our videos knows that I lose count. I have a long one of these wrenches somewhere. I'm afraid it's in the tool bag in one of the bikes. Oh, there it is. No, it's not. There it is, and I better find that other tool, huh? Like I said, my long Allen wrench would have done that just fine. So we'll go right on up to number 6, just to make sure that we got them all. And we did. Okay, next thing is get that axle seated in there. And there it is. Okay, so the axle is back in place. The chain is already adjusted from the last time I was in here, which wasn't that long, so I didn't have to change anything else. I like to get about 60 pounds of torque on these. So we're going to put about 60 pounds on it. 60 pounds is about like, actually that's a little more than 60 pounds. And there is the keeper. And that part of the job is done. Not bad. And we'll put this fender brace back on. Something I really don't like to do is taking this fender brace loose, but with that tire, it's necessary. But there's the brace. Again, usually you have to go through the process of adjusting everything, but this wheel was just put on such a short while ago that everything is an adjustment. And that fender brace is good and tight. So the next thing would be to put the back fender back down and bolt it back together. without getting caught up in my old battered saddlebags here. And everything looks real good there. So put the bolts back in there. And there's that side. Now I've done everything just about, except put the air back in the tire. But I don't think anyone needs to watch me put air in the tire. Let's see. Here we go. And the patient is just about complete here. Make sure this brace is where I want it to be. Some of this stuff is a little bit battered, and you just gotta be kind to it till that day of restoration comes around and you say, okay, I want this fender made perfect. Okay. So the wheel is on, the nut is torqued, the keeper's on it, all of the lug bolts are tight, and the factory jack is back in place, factory stand, excuse me. And everything's ready to go. The only thing we have left now is just put air in the tire and let the saddlebags back down. So it just so happens it's Saturday night, and my shovel head is apart because of the sidecar mounts and things like that. So I really needed the tire on Baby Doll tonight, because I think cameraman Mike and I are going out tonight to... Everything is opening again, and we're real excited. So we're going to go out and see if there's any pretty women out there. So I'm not going to tell you all about it later, but until then, see you out on the road.